I guess. So we are going live, and we are here to present to you Pathfinder Kingmaker. Here with me our narrative designer Chris Avellone, and I am Alexander Mishulin, creative director for this game. Hi Chris.
Hey Alexander, how you doing? It's very, very early for Alexander, by the way. I don't know if you guys can hear me out there, but he is to be commended for being the fellow playing the game while I narrate and pointing out all the cool things that he's going to be doing.
Thank you. So there are 3 characters here. This is done for the demo purpose, and we can select anyone and build any character you like from the level 1 in the complete game. And I will be playing a human fluid.
Hold on one second, Alexander. I am not getting any video, which is terrible because I can't. I am flying blind here. Oh no! Oh come on, Twitch. Give me a break. Hold on one second. Alright, it looks like the first thing is we should turn down the game music based on the chat channel. Let's see. Alright, okay. Hold on. Oh wait, now it's loading. Oh sweet. Oh, thank you, Twitch. Alright! I'm seeing the book! Oh my god, the narrating book. Oh, I love it. Oh, fantastic. I'm so happy. Alexander, are you enjoying the book? Are you showing options with the book?
Yeah. So this is introduction into the game, and I will go and just turn down the music a bit as soon as I get into the options. As for so we are going into the Stolen Lands, and we have introduction to the 2nd chapter of the game.
Let's see. You are on a bit of a lag, but I think that's actually normal for Twitch. So I will do my best to break in when I can. Yeah. So this is actually one of the cleanest vertical slices I think I've ever seen in pre-production. So for Owlcat Games, you guys are being commended. I think you really took charge in making sure all the pipelines were good and solid before you started creating content. It looks absolutely beautiful. Oh, come on. Video. And hold on one second. Man, I really have to get more familiar with Twitch. There we go. Perfect. And I'm still getting the loading bar. This is fantastic. I'm going to mute Skype based on his. Alexander, can you still hear me? Alexander, hello. This is the best Twitch ever.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, okay, I'm back online, I guess. So
Can anyone actually
do you
hear me on the chat channel? Just for confirmation. Oh, thank God, Blake. All right, awesome.
Okay. Do you hear me, Chris?
Well, I will try and do my best to narrate this with even with the loading bar.
Okay.
The game itself for this prototype that we're showing off now, which is indicated as an alpha test there in the lower left there, in brave capital letters of alpha test. The actually starts in chapter 2 of Kingmaker, and that's when you've already started cleaning up the section of the stolen lands that you've inherited. Well, not inherited, but you've actually taken as part of your kingdom.
So, do you hear me, Chris? So, do you hear me, Chris?
Alexander, can you hear me through Skype?
Do you hear me?
Alexander, hello? We are the best coordinated team ever. Alexander, hello?
Hello?
I can hear you. This is okay, good.
Okay, so
we're
hearing each other. Okay. Chris, do you hear me?
All right, well, good. I think we're good. So, Alexander, you can hear?
Yes, I do. And do you hear me? Do you hear me? Chris?
Alexander?
Chris? Do you hear me? Hello?
Alexander, do you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I do. Do you hear me?
Oh, thank God. All right.
So, we're hearing each other.
Perfect.
Okay. So, let's get back into the game.
Sounds great. And so you are currently talking to the advisors right now? Is that what I'm seeing on the video?
Yes, I am. I am sorry for all this technical stuff.
Oh gosh, don't apologize. I have the technological touch of death. You should see how many computers I've destroyed. So if the chat can hear me, I think I'll keep going and not leave horrible moments of silence anymore. So what Alexander's showing now is he's talking with the various counselors in the barony that you have seized in the stolen lands. Yeah.
Yes.
Everything sounds.
And right now we are encountering trolls. We are encountering the information about trolls and rumors that they are roaming through our kingdom.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about these issues with trolls is that usually trolls are vulnerable to acid and fire, but for some reason, a number of trolls are attacking areas in the kingdom, and for whatever reason, fire does not seem to be affecting them. Which, if you ever fought trolls in a Pathfinder campaign, not being able to blast them with fire really makes combats with them really, really difficult.
Yeah. So in the throne room, we can talk with our advisors, with our companions, for example, Octavia here.
Oh, hello. I've just been thinking of you. I've heard you're going on some new adventure. Would you take
And
me
every decision that you
fun
make
to
with your
travel with you.
counselors, that not only affects your sort of relationship with them, but it also affects, well, how good of a leader are you being? Like, you know, are you putting the kingdom before your adventures? Are you putting people at risk? And you can also choose, like, for example, how you deploy your troops in the kingdom. So if you want to protect certain areas or trade routes or villages, all those things are options that are given to you, and all of them have like a very high level of reactivity associated with them.
And there are some people who are traveling and find out that you established a barony and come to visit you. Not every of them is pleasant. Like this one, the Stefano Mosconi from Pitex.
And here in the throne room, you can get introductions to all your companions that you can play within the prototype. You have Harem and Amiri from she's one of the iconics from Pathfinder. She's the one with the huge frost giant sword that she lifted off of a frost giant. It's sort of a test of her strength and character. And Alexander, I'm actually experiencing like about a few seconds of lag with the video, so if you just tell me where you are, I can narrate from there and sort of describe in general what's going on.
I'm still talking to the Stefano Mosconi, and he ran away, and probably I will encounter him in my adventures in the Stolen Lands. And now I'm going on adventure, gather my companions.
By the way, JPower times X2, either times 2 or X2, says how much of the game is focused on adventuring versus kingdom development. And I believe the answer is you actually get to choose how much kingdom management and development you want to do versus going to pursue adventuring and vice versa. Isn't that right, Alexander?
Yes, if you are not interested in developing your kingdom, you can select your advisors and just go on adventuring, and a lot of stuff in kingdom will happen automatically. And you'll be notified when your personal attention is really, really required. But if you are into the kingdom stuff and want to build the kingdom the way you like, you will be able to do so, and you can micromanage the settlements, for example, and take part in more decisions in the kingdom.
And one of the things I love about the Kingmaker computer RPG is the world map is just a lot of fun. I really like the aesthetic layout they did for it.
And we go in our first random encounter.
Time for battle.
Yeah. As you can see, battle is real-time with pause. And we are trying to make it as close to the Pathfinder rules as we can. I will try to turn down sound. You can see the game difficulty, adapted rules and core rules. Core rules following the book as close as we can get it, and adapted rules is a bit easier with some deviation from rules. Oh. Okay. Let's try to fight.
Well, Alexander, for the fighting, like you could either micromanage your companions and sort of direct every movement, or you can set them on an AI mode, right?
Yeah, and right now I'm fighting on AI just to show it off, but usually I'm playing on micromanaging my companions because I like them doing what I feel like I'm doing.
I love how huge Valerie's shield is.
Yeah, she's all about defense.
She's like a walking wall.
Okay.
So Alexander, someone asked, let's see, Abandon E-Darts asks, will there be grappling, tripping, and disarming in this game?
We will have some of the combat maneuvers. Grappling will be available only for several creatures that are built around this, like when they grapple you with some kind of tendrils. But as for the players themselves, we will have charge, we will have some other combat maneuvers, but not the grapple itself, because it's very tricky to pull off in computer game. And we cover this location several times. I go into the river fort to encounter some gnomes and kobolds.
Yeah, now it's time to meet one of the most fun companions, Jubilost, who has a incredible ability to be just a huge jerk. Alexander, is there an auto pause option available?
Yeah, there are several of those. As you can see moments ago, when I went into the battle, the game was automatically paused for me, and there will be several more options to do that first into development. Like this.
Yeah.
So, these are kobolds, and I will go into the manual option and micro my companions.
And one thing that's kind of cool about encounters like this is depending on how successful you are with the encounter, so for example, how many gnomes you save in the combat, that actually has an effect on, actually an immediate consequence on trying to rescue the cart later on. So if you manage to save quite a number of those gnomes, they can help pitch in and actually help you move the cart, versus if you let them all be slaughtered, like I would have, because that's what gnomes are basically exist to do, then you'd find your task trying to move the cart to be much, much harder to help out Jubilost.
Yeah, and I used channel positive energy just to save one gnome from being slaughtered.
Is that Jubilost who has like the huge cannon crossbow? That thing's amazing.
Yeah, he likes technical stuff and alchemy. So, Weird Purple Kobold is current leader of the Kobold tribe, and he's messing with us and with Jubilost.
Hey, Alexander, someone asked, let's see, it's Grifta ZPG, said, wait, why couldn't you side with the kobolds? Let me tell you, Grift, this is the kind of game where not only can you ask that question, but there's actually the potential to decide things like that. So yeah, you can slaughter them, but there are other options to deal with them as well later on.
Going to tank those pesky archers because they're not healthy for my gnome and for Miri too. And I can use some healing spells. And the upper row of icons is me selecting spells that help me heal instead of just using normal ones, like spontaneous healing. And here I am with Valerie, and Amiri is surrounded with kobolds.
I'm also starting to feel bad about saving these gnomes. We're getting a lot of gnome commentary in the channel, especially about how good they are for finding traps. One thing I love about the environments in Kingmaker 2 is I really like the way the artists took care to make sure to add a lot of ambient creatures as well. It makes the wilderness feel more alive while you're exploring it. It looks really cool.
Yeah. And I will loot a bit of kobolds. Before I continue with my adventuring, I will heal up.
And it's time for an adventure book moment.
Yeah.
Also, Dana asks, Alexander, is there a loot all feature?
We are planning to do something a bit different. All loot that you encounter while you are traveling through location will be presented to you when you are going to leave this location. Everything you found and didn't pick up immediately, so you can select what you really want and what will stay on the location. And
I love how that...
there is a special event in book. I have to save the card for the gnomes.
And the nice thing about these adventure books too is they'll actually reward players that have explored the environment, or try and look for other ways outside the immediate encounter to try and help solve it. So, for example, if you'd explored the area, you could have found various items that would help you, like, rope or crowbar, and you can use those as options to actually help save the cart if you've thoroughly explored the area. So, I mean, one of the cool things about role-playing games, you want to reward exploration. This is a good example of it.
And I'm going just to do that, because right now I'm not able to pull the card as the snarky gnome said to me.
Yeah, Grift, that loot on leave made me heave such a sigh of relief that I was like, oh my god, that is such a nice convenient feature. I don't know how much the audience is familiar with the old Infinity Engine games, but what they used to do is they'd have a feature that if you hit the tab key, it would outline basically all the lootable objects on the map and doors and things like that. But what Kingmaker's done that's kind of cool is they've sort of removed the cheat aspect of that. And sometimes there's only containers that will show up if you have the right skills or perception to see them, and they'll show up as purple on the map, and your companions will call them out when they see them. So it makes sort of like you still get that sense there's actually secrets in the environment. That, for example, like that exciting box is hidden in there. See?
Yeah. I will not loot all of the kobolds, but I guess I can try to find a better bow for my companion. Because right now she has just normal short bow, and I looted a masterwork one out of the kobold officer. And here we go.
And Alexander, encumbrance is a thing, correct, or no?
Yes, we're limiting the amount of items you can carry by determining the combined weight of those items versus combined capacity to carry from all of your party members, and it makes inventory more manageable. And I will try to count some ponies. I failed this first once, and I didn't fail this time.
Let's see. I got one question here. Does your relationship with your companions improve as you equip them with better and more opulent objects? No. Not in any companion dialogue that I've seen. We don't bribe our companions that way. We only bribe them with attention and important alignment-based actions. But no, we don't give them pretty things to buy their favor.
So I'm setting the crowbar, tying the rope, and trying to pull this out. It will come down to the last check. I have a lot of things in my favor, but I can possibly fail. But I didn't.
I have a question here where someone is asking if there's a DM mode or multiplayer, and the answer to that is we're not including that in Kingmaker. It's a single player experience.
Jubilus Nartropple, at your grace's service. Your help with these kobolds and my almost drowned cart was timely indeed. By the way, it's a shame.
Yeah, Alexander, are there level requirements for items?
Such a famous and popular person as
I'm sorry?
arrived to your capital.
Are there level requirements for items?
With rose petals, but you could
no.
at least have sent
They
ahead
work
some
same
delegation.
way as Pathfinder or RPG does. So if you happen to find like +5 sword, you will be able to wield it, but you have to find it first.
Got it.
Well, at least some of my servants are still alive. Do you know how much it costs to train a proper servant? Also, while I'm on that, I'd like to make an official announcement. The roads in your barony are in terrible condition. So, how did you say your barony was called? Oh, whatever, never mind. When I draw the map of these lands, I will call them Maybe Local Baron Will Help. I guess it's a fitting name.
PDS asks, will there be any love interest? And the answer is yes. There are both a variety of relationship arcs that you can get involved with both your companions and even with certain NPCs. So yes, there is romance. Yes, there is hate mance. Yes, there's betrayal. But these things you will see clear activity for exactly why it happened. So that's good. Umbersona asks, so I said that I've been involved, me, Chris, in most of the games. This one seems to be inspired by. What are you excited specifically about Kingmaker? Well, there's a few things. One is the engagement with the antagonist in the game has a lot more back and forth that I'm used to dealing with most RPGs, which is kind of interesting. The other thing is the kingdom building aspect and how it factors into your decisions and how it's affected by your alignment is pretty awesome. And also, to be honest, like I've always just really enjoyed Pathfinder in general. So just being able to see Galarian brought to life, that's actually been a huge happy moment for me.
Quiet, I'm thinking.
And Jubilos joined us. He's
fortunately for us.
yeah, and he's alchemist. There is a list of his abilities and everything. And we can continue exploring this location, but for the demo's sake, I will go into the wilds.
Yeah, for the mention here about the glossary options. Yeah, there's so much going on in the world of Galarian and Pathfinder that adding that feature for being able to look up certain lore bits right then and there on the screen to refresh your memory, we thought that was an important part of the experience. And other RPGs have done that as well, but I think definitely with Pathfinder, it's an important thing to have. Why did we choose a Miri out of all the iconics, aside from the fact she's a total badass? Alexander, was there a particular reason?
She's total badass. And actually, she's from not so far. and she fits the campaign very well. She was represented in the Kingmaker adventure pass as one of the party on all of the illustrations, and we felt it will be great having her.
Makes sense.
And here we have a very special troll.
And this is one of the trolls that shrugs off fire, Alexander. It's sort of like doesn't care.
I'm surprising myself.
The last one.
Metabot, just to answer your question about Amiri's huge sword, for people that weren't familiar with her backstory, and I'm sure you probably already know this, they assumed that she was very Final Fantasy influenced. They're like, oh, that sword is so huge, it's ridiculous. But they didn't realize where she'd gotten it from. And like when I first read her backstory way back when, like the fact that it was a frost giant sword, but the fact that when she goes into high strength mode, she can swing it around, I thought it was just one of those other badass parts about her character.
So I saved some trader, and he's telling me about the mage that lives nearby and research trolls. Additional dangers like Hodaclair. I can ask him about political situations, and Nivon, which is a neighbor of my barony. I can try to persuade him to join my barony as a trader and expand range of goods I have in my throne room and improve my economy. But I failed.
You know, one other thing too is if you'd chosen to deploy your troops in that first throne room scene to help protect the trade routes, this particular trader, if I recall his dialogue correctly, he actually reacts to you doing that, and there's changes that result from that. So you get to see your impact on the environment when you make decisions like that.
Yes, of course you do, and a lot of your decisions in the kingdom matters to your adventuring. So
Strata 2 asks, what's the story on owl kittens as pets or familiars? I'm telling you, I'm still lobbying for it. I think that would be one of the coolest pets to get.
So I arrived to the ruined watchtower. It's the biggest area in the demo right now. There are a lot of stuff happening and a lot of encounters in there. And also I can find the last companion for the demo, Ranger.
Really quick, GTP Titan asks, if you made a bad choice during the game, will you be able to attempt to fix it later on? So, sort of. There are some situations that if you quote-unquote fail them, it just causes different reactivity. So, for example, if you hadn't been able to help Jubilost, you couldn't have gotten him as a companion right then and there, but there are things you could do later on to get him as a companion. That doesn't occur with every single situation, but it does occur with some of them. You just get different results from the encounter. Hey, Alexander, for familiars, are they going to be actual creatures or are they going to be inventory items?
It's still in development, but right now we're considering that they will be special items in the special slot. and probably we will make some representation out of them on the field of battle, but they will not be targetable.
Got it. Someone's asking about Valeros as someone appearing. I can tell you, like, that guy is way too busy getting drunk in the taverns to join the party. Let's see. So, Abandoning Darts says, how many prestige classes are we hoping to include?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. We are trying to provide as much variety as we can, but we are not set on an exact number right now.
Got it.
And
the dog.
We met Ikandaya, the ranger. He's gravely wounded and waiting for the trolls, and I am about to recruit him to my party.
Oh boy. Sorry, I'm getting lost in the combat here.
I'm here.
Quiet. I'm thinking.
Alexander, are we planning to implement either dark vision or low light vision? Yeah, when I was playing the demo for the first time, I wasn't always exactly sure which one was branded and which one wasn't, but then Alexander clued me in that if a branded troll goes down, chances are it's still going to be red if you move the cursor over it, so that's one way that you can tell. I mean, it's good to watch your back, otherwise they pop right back up and start attacking you again. Oh, Alexander?
I'll survive.
I will see this.
Hey, can someone help me?
Sure.
I'm...
We may reestablish the connection by escape. Let's see, will there be instances where languages fall into play, like you have to know certain languages to understand some creatures or characters? There's there's puzzles similar to that. Like I know there's at least one alchemy puzzle where knowing the right dwarven runes and languages can help you figure out how to solve a certain obstacle in your path, which I thought was pretty neat. And even for such a small puzzle encounter, it's got so much branches that result from how much lore you know about the puzzle that it's pretty cool. And there's a lot of things like that. Let's see, are we planning to implement mounted combat? I believe the answer to that is no. And Berserker Kitten can probably correct me if she can hear me. Berserker Kitten. Damn trolls. Yeah, they're the worst. See, Pathfinder's a very unforgiving game. But yes, your characters can die. Oh, fortunately, for the magic of loading and saving, our adventures can continue.
Trolls can be really, really hard, and also was fighting not really attentively.
So someone was asking if some of your party members die, and the rules for that, and Alexander can correct me if I'm wrong, but it actually depends on what your difficulty setting is. There's one option where they'll get back up after combat, if I've had that correct. There's one where there'll be a sort of death's door where they'll get back up, but any attack after that will kill them. And then I think with the Iron Man mode or the highest difficulty, like they'll just die and you have to like raise dead or resurrect them?
Actually on the core rules it's working like that, because it works like that in the Pathfinder. And on adapted rules, as you said, they have a second chance of living through the mortal wound. But if every party member is dead, the game is over. As you saw with trolls.
I think someone just said that you cast power word load.
Yeah. And there will be Iron Man mode you mentioned, and you will be playing with just one save game. So I will click through all his dialogues. And try to get back trolls.
Someone said there'd be an ultimate difficulty mode where your character might be able to die in character creation and the game is deleted from your hard drive. Obviously, if you've played the really old school version of Traveler where you could die during character creation, that brings back a lot of bad memories.
Here I am, see.
Okay, let's prepare. At least a little bit.
Yay, tactics.
I'm here. All right.
And we will focus on the branded one because he is the most difficult. And we'll try to use bombs on another troll. And I will go and use prayer also. And
Hey, Alexander, subspells do have friendly fire, right?
Yes, like Fireball, for example. And go Amiri.
Good. It is possible.
Great idea.
Yeah, Berserker Kitten is right. Friendly fire isn't really the best name for what happens.
And trolls are defeated, but I will have to rest and recover my spells.
Sorry, trolls, not today.
And game is loading because time is passing, and you will see the location in a new light.
So Kool-Aid really wants to know if you can turn trolls into slaves. Well, let me tell you, I think one of the options with the trolls is much like you can with the kobolds, where depending on how you treat their tribe or their sort of growing nation, that can actually have an influence on your kingdom, both positive and negative. So maybe not in explicit detail like you're pointing out, but there are different alignment path options you can choose with them, so which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, we are trying to provide a lot of options, both for your kingdom and for your choices.
By the way, Alexander, I think that the answer about the low light vision, the dark vision, may have gotten lost when your audio was lost.
Yeah, we are hoping to make these options. They're very interesting. But right now they're not really on the top of the schedule, so I will not promise anything, but still they are interesting.
And for people asking if you make chaotic evil, yes, you absolutely can. And the 9 alignments that are in Pathfinder, you can definitely be any of those 9. And yes, there are alignment restrictions where if you do break out from alignment, there are certain character classes that are cut off to you, or you lose the abilities, if I recall correctly.
Yes, you can become Fallen Paladin, for example.
Yay, Fallen Paladins are the best. They're more honest.
I got loot.
Hey, Alexander, we don't actually have any really good stealth specialist characters in the party, do we?
Octavia is probably kinda good at that, but not really good, so I'm not into stealth.
Sorry, Octavia.
Okay, so I have a ring of protection here, but I will give it to the Valerie to improve her armor class even further. So I will explore with my tank just to be on the safe side of things.
6 is in fact the party maximum, yes. We do like having 6 characters in the party, though.
I'm sorry?
Sorry, I thought I was getting a question from the chat where they were asking, hey, so is it 6 people in the party? I'm like, yep.
Yes.
We like 6.
Whoa. You see that?
There are a lot of hidden treasures in the wilds.
Whoa. You see that?
I can try to climb down, but I will find another path, as my physique is not that good.
We're still rooting for you.
And I will check. And it's a trap.
Ugh.
And a lot of bandits appear from the stealth, and I can't find them out. And Amiri is just incredible in destroying stuff.
Can someone help me? Will do.
Oh, sure.
Sneaky bandits are not good to health.
Yeah, Kool-Aid, I know what you mean about the Kool-Aid brings up the question that, you know, in certain games, if you're trying to stealth, sometimes there would be auto conversations that would immediately break you out of stealth, even though it didn't make any sense that would happen, other than developers didn't want to actually design encounters to worry about that. Yeah, that certainly was annoying in previous games. I totally agree with that. Wow, apparently we're really going up in the Kickstarter backing. For all you backers out there, thank you very much for your support. It's like, I'm kind of amazed that it's getting near to 800,000. It's insane.
Yeah, thank you very much. We really appreciate to make this a deeper game, more interesting game with sort of variety and features.
All right.
Yeah, Grift, what you're saying about the alpha, that was one of the things that amazed me when I came on the project. As soon as I saw that you could play at this level, I was pretty impressed by all the work that Owlcat had done to get it up and running. It looks great.
Will do.
And trolls are regenerating, so I can keep him from regenerating by just keep attacking him like Amiri and Valerie did while Octavia was preparing her acid spells.
So there's a lot of questions about how much PayPal is bringing in, and unfortunately, I hate to say it, but I actually don't really know how much PayPal has gathered so far. I will say I'm really glad we got it up and running, because I know that not everybody always wants to contribute through Kickstarter, and sometimes there's challenges with that. But I was happy that we were able to get PayPal up and running.
As you can see, it's pretty big location and a lot of stuff to explore. I failed my thievery check, so Jubilos will try. He's not very good. But I got a nice armor. And this one is a bit more humorous encounters.
Ah. Wow, donations are going up fast. It must be your playing, Alexander.
Thank you.
Someone has said while you were doing the unlocking, he goes, "Well, thank God it wasn't a mimic." Someone says, "If you die more, you'll get more donations."
I can be mean and evil to them. They're trying to find some treasure in my lands, under my tree.
I don't think you're being mean. I think you're just being honest.
And I can use knowledge skill to try to remember stuff, and this will affect the dialogue, or I can bluff them, try to reason with them, cast a detect magic to understand if something magical is in the area.
Yeah, and I really love how many dialogue options this game gives you. It makes my writing soul happy.
And a little bit of spoilers, we will encounter them further in the game, they're not in the demo, but when you venture into other locations, you will be able to find out what happened with them.
Someone asked, can we disable alignment shifts in the conversation? And the answer to that, I am pretty sure, is no. We have to. It's such a big part of the game that we don't allow you to avoid that.
Blood for Gorham!
You will not be able to avoid those, but you will be able to turn off notifications in the option screen. So if you want to play without getting notified about the alignment change, you can do that. But if you go into the character screen for your character, you will have this alignment wheel with all of the decisions and changes that happened, and you can't avoid that. It's how you played and how your decisions shaped your character.
Yep.
And here we encounter Trollhound. And Trollhounds are also have regeneration and have to be killed by either fire or acid.
Great idea.
Regenerating.
Someone is asking if your attributes will affect your dialogue options, and my understanding with that is yes, right, Alexander? Like, there are intelligence checks and things that you only get certain options if you have a certain stat. Is that right?
Yes, not your attributes usually, but it's your skills which connected to the attributes. They provide a lot of dialogue options for you. And here I am trying to climb, and I am successful at that. But here is a nasty surprise with 8 legs. And there are a lot of them.
Oh, Berserker couldn't know the there isn't low intelligence dialogue options in the game now. And Alexander, for character creation, it's a point-buy system, not random roll, right?
Right now it's point-buy. We were asked about if we will provide a random rolling as an option, and we are going to do that. If you really want to roll your stats as in old school games, you will be able to do that. It's up to you to decide.
Yes?
Someone's asking if you have to have a full party, and the answer is no. The demo actually started out with you not having a full party. So yes, if you want to play the game like that, you can.
But it will be difficult.
Harder. Alexander, are we doing anything with the user interface, making that either scalable or customizable?
Not right now. I want to make this as good as possible with a lot of options to fine-tune some stuff, but not really customizable when you can drag everything to any spots. But for example, here I can make my log longer, but it's usual option for such interface element.
Got it.
And here is another book events. I can either spend some time or try to make a check. And Amiri is really good at physics, but she failed, so I have to spend some time. And time plays important role in the game because your kingdom, the story of the game spans for 5 years, and a lot of kingdom decisions comes with each month, and also some of the problems that will arise will have to be solved on timely basis, or they will become worse. For example, if you found out that there is a den of bandits in one of the regions, if you spend too much time just wandering around, not doing anything about that, there will be more bandits and more bandit dens all throughout your kingdom. Pick the lock and find out some pretty great loot. For example, I found a great axe, which is Troll Reaper, and it adds a damage on successful hit.
Alexander, if you're adventuring with a party of less than 6 people, that doesn't change the amount of experience points everybody gets, right?
It's a tricky one. Right now it does not. But probably we will shift this into the per encounter experience. We will playtest it with less party members and understand how it will play out in the long game, because this demo is about 4 hours long and represent only a small part of the game. So we will have to playtest more and understand whether it provides good experience or not. And here is a dwarven statue, which has some special puzzle lock into it. And right now I have only one coke to insert into the statue, and other 2 scattered throughout this map and this region, but I will not go and find them right now. It's something to find out when the game is released. And now I will be going to another location. Time to visit the mage that trader was talking about.
Alexander, Bard is one of the playable PC races. I mean, classes, right?
Yes, yes. And I tried to avoid a random encounter, but I was not good at that.
And also for players out there, if you don't particularly want to choose a bard, want a bard for your party, one of the companions is in fact a bard, so you're covered there.
Great idea!
Oh, I love the spells and spell effects in this game. It's awesome.
Thank you. Bandits put a lot of traps around, so they're protected.
You see that?
Like those. Another scroll of haste. Could come in handy.
I'm here.
Like this. And so also handy.
Quiet. I'm thinking.
Actually, I will rest a bit.
Yes, for the questions about camping. Yes, camping was a stretch goal that was in fact reached.
Yeah, and we are really excited to bring real camping into the game. With you will be able to set up a guards and designate a hunter who can go into the wilds and find some rations. As you can see right now, there is rations you need to rest. And sometimes he will bring you random encounters, so in the dangerous areas you have to decide whether you want to risk sending him hunting or probably just spend some rations. Because on the table it happens every time when
oh yeah, totally. That's why I like that feature so much.
When you are trying to rest in some unexplored area, something comes to you and try to kill your hunter. Everybody tries to rescue him.
Alexander, it's actually Coolidge's been asking one question before I better get to it. Let's see, she's asking if for conversations, it's the main character's skills that are checked, but different companions with different skills can occasionally jump in. Is that right?
Actually, in the conversations, we were checking the best skill in the party. So, for example,
Perfect.
if you have Amiri, and she's really great at intimidating people, she will intimidate for you. There are a lot of traps in here.
Ready.
I will try to disarm some. And talk to this poor guy.
He wandered into the wrong empty field.
Yeah.
Alexander, will we be able to do 5-foot step?
It's handled a bit differently. If you move for small amount, if you move a little bit during the combat, attacks of opportunity are not triggered. But if you move a lot, you provoke attacks of opportunity. So it's kinda in, but in the way our combat system is working. And so I have a lot of options, whereas I want to intimidate or persuade him myself, or I can ask my companions directly to provide help, and I will choose Amiri because she's great. And she scares him good. And he asked for me to find his friend, but I will not do this time. And it requires an interesting and dangerous fight with a lot of bandits. And here is a wizard. As you can see,
the creepy thing about the wizard is there's a reason he knows so much about trolls, because he's a little bit unethical in his experimentations.
Okay, we'll do it the hard way.
Yeah. So right now troll is focused on the wizard, as you can see with those arcs. The red one is troll attacking the wizard. And so I can just go all out and not really.
Abandoned darts, just so you know, I think, and Alexander can correct me if I'm wrong, when you use animate dead, I don't think it works directly on the corpses that you've just killed. I think that it actually just brings in, spawns in more generic skeletons. Is that right, Alexander?
We haven't implemented that spell yet, so
okay.
When we will come to it, we will know for sure. Right now, I think it will just spawn the skeletons, but who knows? Probably will go into a bit more by the book implementation. So a wizard said to me that he will be in his lab and gave me a key. So I will scare some ducks. And go into the lab.
Whoa! You see that?
Umbersona is asking if custom classes are a thing, and I believe the answer to that is no.
Custom classes are not a thing, but we have archetypes, stretch goal, and I don't know exact amount on the Kickstarter right now, but if we are lucky,
we have 12,000 to go.
And if you're lucky, we'll be able to make 3 archetypes per class, and that is what really customizes your class and make your fighter unique the way you want it. So it will be a lot more of class customization.
I'm here.
We're getting a lot of compliments on the chat about the quality of this vertical slice, and yeah, and I have to agree. When I saw it, I was really impressed by the level of quality they've done at such an early stage.
Thank you.
And for people who are not familiar with what a vertical slice is, production teams will take a small portion of the game you're developing and raise it to the level of quality they'd like to see in the finished product or close to it, just so they can test out all the pipelines and make sure everything's working, and they know how long it takes to build an area, write a conversation, basically just go through the whole procedure. And this is this vertical slice. It looks absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. So I looted some spells and I want to put those into the quick slots. Fireball in here. And bracers of archery for him. His stats is really down right now because he was gravely wounded and I have to take him to the capital to heal.
What you want?
Someone wants to see the spell tab.
Yeah, I can show that.
And we can do that. We have the power.
Yeah. So this character doesn't have any spells, and here is some spells for Octavia. It's still work in progress. It's completely not the final art. A lot of interfaces are still in development. But it is useful, and I can memorize spells, remove memorized spells, do everything, and here is my cleric with all of his spells. And we implement more spells daily, and there will be an enormous amount of them, same as in Pathfinder. Even in core rulebook there are hundreds of spells.
Grupp is getting pretty excited about the enlarge spell.
Yeah.
Junk Fu is asking, are diseases going to be a thing? What about lycanthropy and vampirism? Well, I don't think diseases ever really are quote-unquote a thing, but I don't think that we allow lycanthropy and turning into a vampire in Kingmaker. Is that right, Alexander?
You will encounter some of creatures you mentioned, but you will never be made a lycanthrope or vampire.
Got it.
So Wizard tells us the result of his research, but it's interesting, but also question about troll in his cage is interesting, and here we are presented with a lot of moral choices what we have to do, and our companions have different opinions about those. Whereas they consider troll sentient or not. Also, what the wizard doesn't really break any laws, so how we can address this, and what we'll choose is really interesting.
And I thought the idea of the wizard actually taking advantage of the troll's ability to regenerate to experiment on them was pretty cruel.
Yeah. And our companions interact and they insert them into the dialogues, like Octavia here. She's really disgusted with me, with my decision to just allow wizard his experimentation, and begs me to differ. And I can choose whether I want to support her or just send her away. And while this decision alone will not make her hostile to me or just make her leave my companions, if I do a lot of things that can be that is not in line with her view of the world, she will eventually leave me or even do something worse.
Yeah, each of the companions has their own agenda and outlook on life, and they don't put up with things that obviously they disapprove of, and they're not just following you around. Like they will act on what they believe, and that could even mean bad things for you. So it's something that you want to manage and keep in mind, or you want to exploit, and maybe you don't want those people in your party. So it's your choice.
Yeah, and I went along the way with her request, but that pissed Mage off. And if Mage, if I sided with the Mage, eventually I could make him part of my kingdom, and that could boost my kingdom and my kingdom projects. And cool thing about his research experiments is like this hand of Stroll.
Yeah, Alexander's right. Not only does exploring the environment, you're able to find like cool loot and secrets, but actually the dialogues and interactions you have with the NPCs have the potential to add people to your kingdom, or different, like for example, royal artisans, or even new building options at various points too. So you have that going for you depending on how you treat people in the world. So, Alexander, I think we're actually wrapping up the end of the demo. Is there anything more that you want to show? Maybe just take a few more questions and we call it a night?
Actually, I wanted to show one additional location. So I have
Let's do it.
Yeah, so I have to visit the capital because there will be some new information in the capital, and after that I will just try to find the dwarven outpost I was talked about and show this off.
Whoa, you see that?
So we'll just go in that direction. It's a bit easier without. I will try to avoid unnecessary fights if I am able to. Some of these traps are not explosions, but they summon creatures.
Alexander, a strange question, but like all the companions and the player character, they start at level 1, right?
No, they start on different levels. It depends on the companion. Oh. Like, for example, Jubilist is level 5. And those levels are already taken. It's a choices companion made before encountering you, but all consecutive choices in his development will be made by you. And example we really usually use is you can, for example, take 1 point of intelligence for Amiri on level 4 and make her a multiclass into wizard. She will be terrible wizard, but it is possible.
That's great.
I'm going back to my capital. The Raven warned me that there is something important happening, and there are some additional decisions to make, like what to do with some strange man who is rambling about prophecy and strange goddess. I can explore what this prophecy he is talking about, whether I will believe him or not. And I have decisions what to do with him, like let him go or incarcerate him or kill him. It's all up to me, and I will just drag him from the barony.
Yeah, a lot of these political. I'm sorry, these this sort of. But in your role as Baron, like you're presented with challenges like this quite frequently in your kingdom. You have to decide, what the right punishment, how you'll deal with each of these, offenders or people looking for aid. But it gives you a lot of different alignment options and a lot of alignment shifts that result from it too. I mean, going through the dialogues of what happens in the throne room alone, it's pretty amazing how much you get to do.
And here is a letter I received from the Sword Lord because we had a dispute about Oleg's being taxated both by our country and by Brevoy, and I decided to go and make them a peaceful offer and not do anything really harsh, and they appreciate it, while one of my counselors is really not. And trolls attacking villages.
Dun dun dun.
And also there is a report of mage being attacked by trolls, but I will not go save him because he's mean to trolls and to everything. And I will just quickly show the draft interface for the trade. There is a lot of loot I gathered, and a lot of loot that's still lying on locations. But I can sell it and buy some really good stuff from this trader. And off I go to find Dwarven Outpost. I'll try to avoid those, but I failed my stealth check. And right now it could be... it's not that difficult, but as trolls attack you can really encounter a huge group of trolls roaming throughout your land, and it is quite difficult fight. And here is just one troll and several of the troll hounds.
Man, I thought wolves were bad enough.
Yeah. But right now I have a troll slaying axe, and it's a bit easier. And my Valerie is tanking. So it's not...
She should with that shield. Alexander, when you first get Octavia, is she already an arcane trickster? I've seen that question come up a lot.
It's I have to remember this stuff. Actually, she's not, but she's set up in a way that it's very logical thing to do, and it's the way she wants herself to be developed, but it's up to you to choose where they want to go that road or not. Heal myself a bit. And I will continue on my path. And Jubilost is saying that we found the outpost.
Sorry, someone just asked, can you go all the way to Sandpoint?
What?
I'm like, no. Yeah, he asked if you can go all the way to Sandpoint. I'm like, no. That's a good question. That's a good question.
And because it was the last thing for Jubilos to do in our barony to find this outpost, he will write an article about your barony, and you have to decide whether you want to press him into the good review of your country, or you have to stay neutral, and eventually you will be able to read what Jubilos write about your country to you. And it depends on whether you save his card, whether you're mean in his opinion about you, or you're a good baron. And we encounter troll that speaks common, and speaks common politely. And Dekan is not really into talking with trolls because they killed his family, and he's feeling he wants to revenge his family. It feels like they set up their own kingdom and have capital of Trobold. And here is an option that I could be able to pick up if my character will had a lawful alignment. But right now I'm true neutral and I am unable to select that. But if my character was lawful, I could press this troll into leading me to his king and escape quite a lot of fights and just go and solve matter in king's way. But right now I just try this troll.
Okay, we'll do it the hard way.
And this location is packed with a lot of fights.
That's more like it.
tank. So,
Okay, we'll do it the hard way.
and Ikan is telling me about the trolls that kill his family, and this is a special rock troll, and eventually I will be able to encounter him inside the dwarven outpost and decide what I will do with him. More trolls to fight.
Alexander, we're up to 789,000.
Oh,
wow.
Great. Okay, and here is an entrance to the troll lair and to the dwarven outpost. And I can go in just directly, or I can try to be sneaky. And I will try to go sneaky way. There is some cave-in and rocks, and if I am able to climb those, I will be on top. And I see a cutscene where a lot of kobolds come into this new established capital of trolls and kobolds.
That's cool.
And if I was exploring a region more thoroughly, I can encounter these kobolds before they arrive into Trobalt and have a lot of interesting options, like just killing him or killing them, or sending them to different locations, like for example into the Hodak's lair, and a lot of kobolds just get killed by Hodak, and small amount will arrive to the gates of Trobalt, and this will affect my encounter with them inside this location. And I can read about the statues and everything. And loot containers. So let's, yeah. Of course there was a trap. Bombs.
won't kill me.
When Amiri said that something won't kill her, this actually will kill her.
I'll survive. I always survive.
All right.
Good.
These fights are a bit more difficult than they expected to be, because I wasn't exploring a lot of spaces, and I could have arrived with more experience and more powerful items. But I hope I will manage.
Turbine's asking if Kingmaker is a big success, will Owlcat be attempting to make other Pathfinder adventure paths?
Right now we are focused on making this best we can make. So, but we are open to all opportunities that will arise after that, and we definitely love playing Pathfinder, both as a computer game we're making and at the tabletop. And this troll didn't get a kill. And here come a mini boss, the powerful troll hound with nasty abilities. And she frightened a couple of my characters, which is not a good thing.
This won't kill me. I'll survive.
So...
All right.
It is possible. Oh, sure. Oh.
Yeah. And they destroyed me, as those they should.
Looking, I'm getting
Hey, can someone help me?
They keep regenerating.
Yeah, Maver, I agree. I love the battle music too. The music for the game, even at this early stage, is great.
Yeah. So I will let our players explore this area on their own when time comes. That was the location I wanted to show, because of the nice troll dwarven outpost that is set up on the hill, and I wanted to show a mini boss and tough encounter at the gates of this outpost. So if there are any other question to answer, this would be great.
Well, Alexander, like maybe we could take maybe 5 more questions, then we could bring the stream to an end. And thanks for everyone out there who's come to the stream. I'm not sure if you can see the chat log, but if you want, I can pass along questions to you to answer if I don't know the answer already. Would that be okay?
Yes, please.
All right. So one question is, how many gods are planned for the core game?
We are planning to include most of the gods from the core rulebook, which is around 20, and some additional ones that are really important for the region, like for example Girona, which is not that big god. And also we have a priest cleric of Gretus that is one of the companions, and Gretus also is not in big 20 of gods. So pretty much like now we are looking at 20 to 25 different gods.
Wow. So I got a question about sorcerers here. One question is, how many sorcerer bloodlines are if any?
Yeah, there will be sorcerer bloodlines, of course, and there will be most of them from core rulebook, and some more if we hit an archetype stretch goal. And we are also looking into incorporating at least a couple of bloodlines, not from the core rulebook, but from additional sources. So I cannot give you exact number right now, but hopefully we will do something like 10, maybe more.
Okay. Listener, one question is someone's asking about the time limit and how restrictive it will be.
It will not be restrictive. Time limits are always put some restriction into the gameplay, but you will have plenty of time to deal with trolls, for example, like probably 6 to 9 months of game time. It's a lot of time to explore, to prepare, to do everything, but while trolls are active, your kingdom will suffer consequences for that. So if you are able to solve it in what time limits, it will be easier on your kingdom, but we are not really putting a lot of pressure on solving the issue. And to add to that, some issues arise over the time as time goes, so you could be facing 2 issues simultaneously, and it will become really hard on your kingdom, so you better be prepared for that.
Alexander, one person's asking about the range of ways you can build your kingdom. They already know that like you can be a benevolent king or a tyrant, but they're also kind of curious, can you wow. They're asking actually if you could kick out other races from your nation, which actually I know you can, because with the trolls and kobolds you potentially can. But they were asking if you can do things like, make a more thief-focused kingdom, or like a haven for rogues, for example. What sort of range are we allowing for the kingdom building?
Some of the things will be in the events. Some of the things that will shape your kingdom and provide you with really interesting choices will be based on some of the decisions you will make in the storyline, and some of the ways to shape a kingdom will come from building your settlements. And to answer the example directly, you will be able to build a kingdom which is really focused on thievery and rogues by building black market, thieves guild, and those kind of buildings, and your economy will be
Cool.
and your economy will be shaped not on the usual engines, but on, for example, your traders will have smaller stock to sell, but there is some special items on the black market to compensate for that, as thieves behind the screen rob those traders and just reap the greatest stocks and pull them into the black market. So, and because you have great connection with the thieves, there will be more items in the black market, or they will be cheaper for you. So it's trade-offs and payoffs.
Cool. So Alexander, very last question. Are there going to be traits and or campaign traits in the game?
Yeah, we plan to include traits for the character. You will select those when you generate your character. They will be both campaign traits and background traits tied into one thing.
All right. Well, Alexander, thank you so much for showcasing Kingmaker for us. You did a fantastic job, and you really made short work of those trolls. Good to kick their ass.
Thank you very much.
So, audience, thank you very much for showing up and checking out the game. I do believe it's going to also be compiled into a YouTube video at some point as well. Berserker Kitten may know more about that. But we'll have more of that. So if you ever want to check it out again or show it off to your friends, we are more than happy to share. We're just happy to be able to bring Pathfinder to you guys as a whole. So thank you very much for joining us. Thanks again to Berserker Kitten for moderating and Alexander for playing. And thank you very much for your support for the Kickstarter. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alexander. I think we're good.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.